And then after my work, I come home and I'm just happy. And that
Oh,
has been wonderful. And I love the kids. They are just so precious and they get so excited to tell me what they know because I always ask them, "What are you thinking? And what do you know?" And they just, "Oh, Miss Zayani, I have to tell you." And then at the end of class, they tell me all the things that they learned. And then when I put them in the car, they're excited to tell their parents, what a nose cone is. And it's just it's just so cool.
oh, that really gives me goosebumps hearing you talk about how fulfilling this has been for you. I'm so happy for you. Hey everyone, it's Stefani, your co-founder of the Creative Crafting Club, and we teach people how to start and grow their own kids' craft clubs. And today I'm very excited. I've got Zayani Mandago here with me from Steam Studio ATL. Welcome, Zayani.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to chat to you. You have been rocking and rolling this craft club thing, and let's dive right in. So, Zayani, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I am a wife and a mother. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, with my family. I have two kids that are in college, and they are far away from me. So I don't have a lot to do anymore. Um, but I do have a math degree, and I've taught math in public schools. I've also been a STEAM educator as well. And in all of my free time, I'm a huge crafter. I attend the Pinners Conference every year as a VIP. I'm a part of the Atlanta Craft Club. I do all of the things.
Amazing. And what was your life like before you started your club?
Yeah, before I started my club, I was working for a really wonderful STEAM education company, but it had pivoted away from teaching children hands on, minds on projects towards teaching educators, math teachers, and science teachers how to bring project based learning into their own classrooms. And I really didn't enjoy that. I really, really missed working with the children and creating all of these wonderful things and seeing that big aha moment on their faces.
Absolutely. Working with kids is just so rewarding. I totally get where you're coming from. So, what would you say was your biggest challenge before you started your club?
My biggest challenge was just really finding a low stress environment where my work was purposeful and also full of joy.
Absolutely. What made you decide to finally take the leap and just get started?
Wow. When I saw your ad on Facebook, it for me it was a no-brainer. It was inexpensive. You provided resources, you provided mentoring. I don't know. I just felt so much joy. I just felt like this is the place for me. I've looked at other STEAM-based companies in my area. And to get into a franchise is like 35,000, $40,000, which to me is ridiculous if all of your crafts are made with materials you have at your home. So it was easy.
Absolutely. And I think the thing about a franchise is you lose your creative freedom that is so important with running a club like this. You want to just, be able to create your own lessons and have fun with it. So yeah, it's really nice to do it yourself. Okay, so tell us about your club. Who do you serve? Where do you teach from? What age group do you work with? And yeah, just tell us a little bit more.
Sure. I have a couple of programs that I've set up. One of them is just a community club that I started in a local cafe that's owned by an artist who has his artwork. My doggie is walking by, who has his artwork all over his cafe. And I was eating lunch there one day and there were no customers. So I thought, ooh, this is the perfect place. And so we set up a partnership. I teach there once a month, and my students range from age 5 to age 12, which is great. I'm also working with a preschool, which is a new age for me. But again, you provided resources that kind of help me wrap my mind around what little people can do, which is it's been really fantastic. I have 3 and 4 year olds, and I meet with them once a week for the entire year, which is really great. I love the little ones. Starting next month, I will be working with a private school for students ages 5 through 12. And then in the spring, I will be picking up 2 more schools, also working with the same age group, 5 through 12. And it's all STEAM-based learning. I took the curriculum. I'm so glad I took the leap and bought the curriculum because it's there. It's easy. It's easy to follow. And I really like that there are things that I can take out and things that I can put in. Being a math and a STEAM educator in a prior life, it's easy for me to insert some of the vocabulary, um, and get these kids thinking about how things are made and how maybe we can take something and make it better or make it prettier, or any of those wonderful adjectives that students really need to be successful once they graduate high school.
Oh, I love that. I love everything you're saying. And I totally agree. But Zayani, I must ask, so you became a member of the CCC Academy in May, three
Yep.
months ago. Did you do all of this in the 3 months, or did you start prior to joining the club?
No, before I started the club, I was just walking my dog every day.
That's
and
incredible.
when I started the club, I started with task 1, and I did everything you told me to do. When you told me to do it, and I just did the things. I did what you said to do, and it worked.
Oh, that's so amazing. When I saw your posts in our member community, I just think to our whole team, it's like Zayani is our member of the month this month, guys. She is amazing. She's doing all the things and you're making so much progress. And it's incredible. Like I love that you have a monthly club and then a weekly club and that you are working with all the different age groups and that you're also challenging yourself to work with the littlies because 3 and 4 year olds, I have 2 3-year-olds and it's an interesting, challenging group to work with. They have their own minds. So yeah, well done to you, Zayani. It is what an inspirational start to your journey. Jeepers. Okay, so let's get back to my questions. So tell me about your favorite part of the journey so far.
It's kind of 3 things. It's not just one. Um, what I've really en I've been really surprised by how supportive my community is and my family. My husband always asks, "What do you need?" And he comes to my monthly club and takes photos for me, and he talks to the parents and, gets them excited. I didn't expect that. My parents, every time I visit them, they have a big bag of paper towel rolls and water bottles and caps and all of the little things that we use for our projects. I use Facebook to not just to talk to my friends, but to talk to the people in my community, like in the town that I live in. And they have been not just saying "Yay, good job," but they have a lot of them have helped me to find um, the bookings that I have, and I just that has been absolutely wonderful. I also really enjoy not being burnt out at the end of the day. I'm a late riser. I don't like mornings. And so I tend to carry my work over into the evenings, but it's joyful work. I'm painting or I'm stapling or I'm creating fun little worksheets, and it's not stressful, and my family just enjoys being with me when I'm doing my work. And then after my work, I come home and I'm just happy. And that
Oh,
has been wonderful. And I love the kids. They are just so precious, and they get so excited to tell me what they know because I always ask them, "What are you thinking? And what do you know?" And they just, "Oh, Miss Zayani, I have to tell you." And then at the end of class, they tell me all the things that they learned. And then when I put them in the car, they're excited to tell their parents, what a nose cone is. And it's just it's just so cool.
oh, that really gives me goosebumps hearing you talk about how fulfilling this has been for you. I'm so happy for you. You mentioned about leaning into the community to help you get bookings. I think that's amazing. Do you have any tips for the viewers about marketing? Because people always are stressed out about marketing. Like how did you get those first bookings, and how did you, ask your community to help you?
I had an email campaign where I emailed all of my friends and family, and I really didn't ask them for anything. I just told them, "Hey, I'm starting something new," just to get excitement. I also use Facebook, not just to create my own business page, but I also used it to lean into the group pages, like the moms. I'm in
Mm.
several my neighborhood group, just telling them, what I'm doing, and I just ask, do you know of any schools or organizations that might be interested in a really fun and exciting STEAM based craft club? I'm just asking. I also used a resource here in the US called Nextdoor to also post my flyers for my next clubs and to get the word out. But it was really my biggest and most successful thing is just talking to people. The internet is a wonderful tool, but nothing beats walking into a school and shaking hands with the secretary and saying, "Hi, my name is Zayani. I'm starting a new business and I would love to share it with you." Because they feel my excitement and they want to help.
That's awesome. So is that your approach, is to go to the secretary and then ask her who the decision maker is, or how do you go about approaching schools and getting a foot in the door?
Yes, it's kind of a three-step process that I use. First, I went ahead and emailed the principal of the school, or if I can find out who the director of extracurricular programming is, I emailed them up front just saying, "Hi, my name is Ayani. I have a new business. I would love to talk to you about it." And I emailed them a little bit of information. And then 2 days later, I just walk right in the door and I talk to the secretary or whoever greets me at the door and just ask, is there somebody I could talk to about my business? And then I also make a phone call and just try to talk to the people in person.
Yeah, that's the only way, is just to go there and talk to them. And when we started our club, I remember Christelle's trick was to always take a chocolate to the secretary, and they loved her. They're always like, "Oh, you're the one that brought me the chocolates."
That's a good idea.
Little kindly goes a long way.
Yes. And I tell everybody, you need to go in prepared. Go in with your speech memorized, go in with whatever handouts you want to show them. I wear my gear. I also take exemplars. Everybody has wanted to see what the kids will be doing. So I'm always very intentional about bringing crafts that are very scientific and hands on, like the magnet project. For some reason, everybody likes the jetpack.
Kids love that one.
Yes, and any a type of manipulative where the adult can pick it up and take it and open it or close it or move it around, something that they can see how tactile the projects are and how in depth they are. They don't want lame projects, they want cool projects that the kids will enjoy.
Absolutely. And if you don't mind sharing, at the schools that you are at, do they charge you a fee to rent the classroom, or are they giving that to you for free?
Every school has been completely different. The cafe doesn't charge me at all. They actually give the parents a discount if they stay and eat, which is wonderful. At the preschool I'm at, they are not charging me anything, which is wonderful. And I'm able to use WebHub for the preschool and the club to enroll the students. They don't want anything to do with the money, which is great for me. Several of my schools do have their own programs in place where they register their own students and they take their own money. Some of them do charge me a fee, and some of them do set my prices for me because they feel like they know best what their parents can afford, which is fine because it's still within a price range that I'm willing to work with.
And do you charge them per session or per class?
The club I charge per class, but for the schools I charge for a semester.
Okay, so how many lessons, how many weeks is in a semester?
It could be anywhere from 16 to maybe 20 weeks in a semester.
Okay, so do they pay upfront for the whole semester?
They pay for the whole semester up front.
Okay, that is an amazing cash injection for you then to go and buy your supplies and
Yes.
everything else you need. That's the
Yes.
way to do it. Yeah, that's really great. Thanks, Ayani. And in terms of supplies, do you have any tips for our viewers? How do you deal with with storing so many recycled items, and how do you go about carting your items to the different venues? Any tips that you want to share?
Um, my dining room table is covered with exemplars, and we just don't eat there anymore. But we do
Problem solved.
we do have a bedroom that I my one of my children moved out of, and we just bought some shelves from Home Depot, and I got some office boxes from my neighbors, and I just keep everything neatly stored as possible. And then my goal to go to every class is to not have more than 2 bags. If I have more than 2 bags, I have too much stuff. I don't like making more than 1 trip.
Yeah, that's great. I've also seen some of our members use those trolleys, those little trolleys that you can set up, and they just cart all of their supplies along. But if you prepare, there's actually not so much stuff to carry around. So we also saw it's much lighter and more doable than we thought. We thought it would be this big deal like carting all the supplies around, but if you're smart about it, it can actually be quite easy. Hey.
Yes.
Yeah, so this has been really, really awesome chatting to you. Is there any other advice you want to give to someone who is looking to start a club or someone who is struggling to grow, to get the word out there?
Yeah, my advice is to take the leap, but do the work. It is a business and you have to run it like a business. There are no shortcuts. It's really important to follow every step. And if you do that, you will find success. Just keep going. Keep my launch, nobody showed up. And I was very sad. But I kept going because I knew that, if I just put myself out there every day more and more and more, people will start getting used to me and they'll start trusting me. And I know they'll start trusting you as well.
Yeah, that's great advice. Can't agree more. Zayani, thank you so much. I can't, yeah, I'm going to keep following your journey and I'm rooting for you. And please keep posting in the group and keeping us updated. It's been really nice chatting with you. And thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye
Bye.
bye.